Hello everyone. So in this video we would practice knowing your data using Pandas library. And we have this dataset with us, which is Chipotle's dataset. So let's begin. First we'll start with importing our Pandas and NumPy libraries. So let's import them. Okay. Now we need to assign this dataset to a variable called Chipo. So Chipo is pd.read underscore csv chipotle dot tsv. As this is tsv, so we need to use this parameter as well. Simply /t. Then okay, this one. Okay, now we have been asked to see the first 10 entries. For that we'll use head function. So chipo dot head with 10. So these are the first 10 entries of this dataset. Now what is the number of observation in the dataset? And to see the observation, we'll use the shape function, and this will give us how many rows and columns we have. So chipo.shape, and it's giving us that we have 4,622 rows and 5 columns. And also can use info function to get some more insights of your dataset. Okay. Now, what is the number of columns in the dataset? To see that, we'll use shape1, and this will give us the number of columns. So you have 5 columns. Okay. Now print the name of all columns. For that, we'll use the column keyword. So and yeah, it's giving us all the name of all the columns. Now we have how is the dataset indexed. For that, we'll simply use index keyword and let's run it. So the dataset is indexed from 0 to 4,622 with step 1. Okay, now which was the most ordered item? To get that, what we can do, let's say in a variable I want to store. If you see the data set, you'd have, it has item name, choice description, and item price. So if we can group our orders by the item name, and then if we calculate that, we can find that how many, which was the most ordered. So we'll simply group by with item name, and we simply calculate the sum of it. Give the next line, and then let's sort the values. With quantity, and in ascending false. Then print the first 5, and this will give us the most ordered item from a descending order. So the most ordered item is chicken bowl, then we have chicken burrito, then we have chips and guacamole, then dish like this. Okay. Now for the most ordered item, how many items were ordered? And for that, for the most ordered item, how many items were ordered? You can also find that with this. So this is the same code that we'll use for here. For chicken burrito, it has been ordered for 761 times. Yeah. So now we have what was the most ordered item in the choice description column, right? So if you simply print this again, and if we just group by with choice description, and then we again sum it, and then simply sort the values with the quantity, then we print this, then it will give us the most ordered item as per the choice description column. So Diet Coke has been ordered the most. Then how many items were ordered in total? To get that, let's say total item, we simply quantity dot, simply summed it up, and then print this. Yeah, so total item ordered is 4972. Okay, now turn the item price into a float. So the first question is check the item price. So to check item price, we'll have cheapo dot item price dot simply data type. So the item price type is okay. Now we have been asked to create a lambda function and change the type of the item prices. Okay, for that what we can do, if you see that the item price is in dollar, right? So all right, so create a lambda function and change the type of the item price. So let's get a lambda function. So dollar with lambda of x float, let's say it's giving us the automated answer. So we'll simply replace the dollar sign and then we'll send back the data. Okay, now if we print the data type, we'll get cheapo dot item price data type. So it's giving us float 64, right? Now how much was the revenue for the period in the data set? So to get that, let's declare an revenue, then we have cheapo quantity multiply with cheapo item price. It will be in item price, then we'll simply sum this up, right? Then revenue is of course in dollar, and we'll have to convert it into a string, which np dot round revenue and 2. We do that, we'll get our revenue is $39,237. Okay, Then how many orders were made in the period? To get that, orders, say cheapo dot order id dot value counts. We'll be using value counts to count all the values, and then we'll simply count it. Then print this orders. So 1834 orders we get. So now we have been asked what is the average revenue amount per order, and for this we'll simply change into our revenue column. So revenue cheapo with quantity, we'll multiply that with cheapo's item price to get the total amount of revenue. Then we'll group it with cheapo GroupBy with by order id, and then simply we'll use revenue and we'll sum all the values. Okay, now with the average revenue we'll group dot, we'll use mean to get the average, and then we'll simply print this average revenue. Okay, so this is order. So average revenue is $21. Okay, then how many different items are sold? We'll get that using cheapo item name, not item sold, dot value counts dot count, and this will give us 50. Okay, so this is how we have done some basic pandas practices to know our data better. So thanks for watching everyone. So in this video again we will do some basic pandas practices to know our dataset better. So this is the dataset that I'll be using for this video. This is u.user video, and I've got this video from this link. I'll give you this link in the description. So let's start the code. Okay, so first is see the first 25 entries, and our dataset is users. So let's dot head 25, and it's done. Then it says see the last 10 entries, and to see the last 10 entries we use the tails function. So users the dot tail 10, it gives us the last 10 rows. Now what is the number of observation in the dataset? Do that using shape function. So shape, then it says what is the number of columns in the dataset. For that, shape of 1, it gives us number of column which is 4. Then print the name of all columns. We do that using the columns keyword. Okay, then it says how is the dataset indexed. So users dot index. Then it says what is the data type of the each column. We do that using d type. So users dot d type, it will be d types, sorry. Okay, now it says print only the occupation. So for that users dot occupation, because the column name is occupation, so we'll simply write users dot occupation. Okay, then it says how many different occupations are in the data set. So how many mean we have to count the values. So users dot occupation dot in unique. So 21 different unique occupations we have. So it says what is the most frequent occupation, right? For that, users dot occupation dot value counts. Then we need the first row with index 0, and it gives us the most frequent occupation, which is student. Then it says summarize the data frame. We do that using describe keyword. It's a function, so I have to give the function. Okay. Then it says summarize all the columns. To summarize all the columns, what do we do? Users dot describe will add include all. It will summarize all the columns. Then it says summarize only the occupation column. For that, users dot occupation dot describe, and it's done. Then it says what is the mean age of users. For that, we'll use users dot age dot mean. It gives us 34, and as age can't be of in fraction, so we need to write that into a write function. So it gives us 34. Then it says what is the age with least occurrence. For that, users dot age dot value counts function with from end, so till. So 73, 10, 11, 66, 7. So these are the least occurrence of ages. So that's it. Thanks for watching. So hello everyone. So in this video again we'll do some basic pandas practices for our datasets. So in this video I would use this food.tsv dataset that you will get from my GitHub repo, or you can download this from this Kaggle link. Okay. So first we'll import our pandas and numpy library. Then we'll simply assign our dataset to this food variable. Then we start do some analysis. So see the first 5 entries. For that, simply we'll use the head keyword. Okay. Then we have what is the number of observation in the datasets. For that, we'll simply use the shape keyword. Food.shape. It's giving us all the rows and columns numbers. And if you want to have the number of shape only, then shape 0. Yeah. Now what is the number of columns in the datasets? Number of columns. So for that, food.shape of 1. All right. Okay. So now print the name of all the columns. So for all the columns, what we'll do? Simply food.columns, and it will print all the column names. Then we have what is the name of 105th column. So that food.columns 104. It will give us the name of the 104th column, which is glucose underscore 100 gram. Then step 9, we have what is the type of the observation of the 105th column. So okay, so simply food dot type of. this. So the data type for glucose underscore 100 gram is float. Now we have how is the dataset indexed. To see the indexation, we'll use food dot index, and it will give us a range of, so the dataset starts from 0 and stops at 3,12,700 across 700 with step 1. The last we have what is the product name of the 19th observation. So 19th observation means 18th row. Yeah, means 18th row, right? So food dot values of 18 and 7, and this will give us value of lotus, organic, brown, jasmine, rice. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Hello everyone. So in this video we will do some basic filtering and sorting of a dataset by using Python libraries, right? And the dataset that I'll be using is for Chipotle's restaurant, and I have got the dataset from this link, and you can download this from here. So first we'll start by importing our library. So let's import that. Okay, then we need to assign it to a variable called Chipo. So we'll do this. Then first print the first 5 row like that. All right, now it says how many products cost more than $10, $10.00 from this column. Now when there is a dollar assigned to it, means this particular thing is a string, it's not a integer or a float, right? So we need to convert it into a floating number. So that's why we need to clean the item price column and transform it in a float. We'll do that by using float value of 1 to -1. If each instance value is a string, then we need to convert this. Otherwise, if it's a string, then we'll simply ignore the first digit, we'll ignore this dollar sign. Else, if it is a float value, then we'll simply take that one. Then we'll simply reassign the column with the clean prices. So cheapo.item price, we have prices. Then we need to delete the duplicate in the item name and quantity, and we'll do that by using drop of duplicates. Then we need to select only the products with quantity equals to 1. So this cheapo underscore filtered dot quantity is equals to 1 gives us the values with only one time. Then we need to run the query cheapo dot query item price, which is greater than 10, and dot item name n unique, mean we need to find the unique item name that cost over $10. So if you run it gives us the number 31. So 31 items have price over $10. Then it says what is the price of each item. So again, for that we'll delete the duplicates in item name and quantity. We'll do that using this cheapo.duplicate function. That's it. Then we need to select only the products with quantity equals to 1. We'll do that by using cheapo underscore filter dot quantity. We need to set that up to 1. Then we'll select the item name and item price columns only. And after that we'll simply sort the values by item price in ascending order, and we'll print the first 20 rows, and it gives us the value by sorting of ascending order. So stick salad bowl, these are the highest price. Then the second highest price is steak burrito. Okay, now our sixth question is sort by the name of the item. So for that we'll use sort underscore values. So cheapo dot item name dot sort values. It sorts the column name by their name wise. Then it says what was the quantity of the most expensive item order. So we'll cheapo dot sort values will sort the column by item price in ascending order. Right, so it's chips and fresh tomato salsa. This is the more expensive item ordered with 15 time and its price is $44. Now it says how many times was a veggie salad bowl ordered. So cheapo salad will assign it with cheapo.item name, will set it up to veggie salad bowl and will assign it to cheapo salad. Then we'll find out the length. So veggie salad has been ordered 18 times. Then it says how many times did someone ordered more than one can soda. So cheapo drink streak bowl in this variable will assign cheapo.item name to can soda and another condition that the quantity have to be more than one. Then the length is 20 times. So 20 times someone have ordered more than one can soda. So this is some basic syntax practices for filtering and sorting your datasets. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hi, so in this video we would practice some filtering and sorting of a dataset using Pandas libraries. And so first let's import the Pandas. So import Pandas as PD. Then we'll assign it to a variable called euro12. And let's see the dataset. So euro12 dot head. So we have a dataset of 2012 euro. We have goal, source on target, source of target, and lots of other columns. So we have actually 35 columns, right? And 5 of rows. So now let's solve step by step each and every problems. First it says selects only the goal column. So let's do that. So to select only the goal column, what we'll do, we'll simply euro12 dot goals column, right? And it will give us the goal column. Then it says how many teams participated in euro2. How to get that? We'll get that by euro12 dot shape. Now it says, now see the 16. So 16 numbers of teams are there. Then it says what is the number of columns in the data set. So for that we can euro12 dot shape of 1. So it will give us the number of columns. (35 columns). Okay, now we have view only the columns team yellow cards and red cards and assign them to a data frame called discipline. So in a data frame called discipline, we have to assign team names and all those team names who have got yellow cards and red cards. So for that, let's add a variable at discipline. So discipline, there I need to assign team and yellow cards, yellow cards. Then we have red cards. Okay. Yeah, so we have teams and all those teams we have got the yellow cards and red cards. Now sort the teams by red cards, then yellow cards. Okay. So we need to sort it. So discipline, then we need to sort. So we'll use sort values, and in function we'll pass the parameters, which is red cards. Red cards first, then yellow cards, and ascending order, because it says first we need to show the red, because first we'll show the most number of red cards, then we'll decrease the order. So yellow card 9, then red card 1, like this. Okay, Now we have step 9, calculate the mean yellow cards given per team. We do that by discipline of, it says yellow cards, then we'll simply add this mean function. So 7.435, but mean would be in round value. So we need to write this into round function. Yeah, so 7. So 7 yellow cards per team. Then it says filter teams that scored more than 6 goals. So Euro 12, then the condition is the goals gotta be more than 6. Yeah, so Germany and Spain, they have only scored more than 6 goals. Okay, so now we have to select the teams that start with G. So within Euro 12 dataset, what's the condition? Euro 12 dot a team name starts with, need to find a string that start with G. Okay, what's the error? String methods object has no attribute start with. Is it starts with? Yeah, sorry, it was starts with. So we have Germany and Greece. Now, next we have select the first 7 columns. So to select the first 7 columns, we'll simply use the iloc function. So Euro 12 iloc first 7 columns. So yeah, first 7 columns gives these 7 columns. Then we have select all the columns except the last 3. Okay, so Euro 12 dot iloc all the rows, but we don't need the last 3. So what we can do, we can simply write like this, -3. Yeah, so it will eliminate the last 3 columns. Then the last question is present only the shooting accuracy from England, Italy and Russia. Okay, so in Euro 12 dataset, the condition is we need to find the team that, and we need to pass the parameters. So England, Italy, then we have Russia, then team, then we need the shooting accuracy. Okay, there could have been error. Euro 12 dot team dot is in England, Italy, Russia, team and shooting accuracy. Is an invalid key. So shooting accuracy is an invalid key. All right, so come on, I didn't even use the function because we have to locate this values, right? So we need to use this lock function. So it gives us England, Italy, Russia with the shooting accuracy. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's it. Hello, so in this video we would practice filtering and sorting of a dataset using Pandas libraries. So first we'll start by importing our library, which is in Pandas. So import Pandas as PD. Then so this is the raw data we have, and this is about a fictional army, and it has a couple of columns like regiment, company, dates, battles, size, veterans, readiness, armored, deserters, origin. Okay, so now we have been asked to create a data frame and assign it to a variable called army. So let's do that. So army pd dot, we'll use a data frame here. In data I'll pass this raw data, and then simply I will print this. So let's see. So this is how you convert a raw data to a table, okay, like a data set of tables. Then it says set the origin column as the index of the data frame, mean the index column, right? So let's do this. So army dot set index, which column? Origin in place true. And then if we print this, okay, don't. Okay, now it's done. Now it says print only the column veterans. So for that we'll use army dot veterans, right? And this will give us the column of veterans with origin. Now it says print the columns veterans and death. We'll do that using army. We have two columns, so one veterans, and in second it says deaths. Yeah, so it has veterans and death, and with the origin. Then it says print the name of all the columns. We do that using army dot columns. All right, now it says select the deaths, size, and deserters column from Maine and Alaska. Okay, so army dot location of where we have Maine and Alaska. We'll choose death, it will be deaths, then size, then deserters. Yeah, so this will give us death, size, deserters of origin Maine and Alaska. Now it says select the rows 3 to 7 and the column 3 to 6. We'll do that using iloc function. So army dot iloc, it says 3 to 7 mean 2 is to 7. 2 mean 2 plus 1 from 3 to 7, and there we have 3 to 6 mean 2 to 6. Okay, it gives us this. Next we have select every row after the fourth row and all the columns. Okay, select every row after the fourth row. So army dot iloc gives 4, then we'll do a step. Okay, then it says select every row up to the 4th row and all the columns. For that, army.iloc will do from beginning to 4, then from 3 to 7. So yeah. Okay, now it says select the 3rd column up to the 7th column. Let's do this. Select the 3rd column up to 2nd column, up to 7th column. So army.iloc, what we'll do now, simply do this, then 2 to 7, mean 3rd column to 7th column. Okay. Now it says select the rows where df.depth is greater than 50. Let's do this. So armies depths, which will be greater than 50. It gives us these origins where depths will be greater than 50. Now it says select rows where df.depth is greater than 500 or less than 50. So army depths is gotta be greater than 500 or no, it's so I will be within same, we'll be using OR logic. So or in the first bracket army of depths, and this will be less than 50. Yes, so this gives us greater than 50 or less than 50. Now we have select the regiments not named dragoons. Okay, so army, what you want, regiment which is not is equals to dragoons. So yeah, here you say there is no dragoons, it's nighthawks and scouts. Then select the rows called Texas and Arizona. Okay, so for that we'll use lock function. So army.lock, we has Texas and we has Arizona, then simply right. So we have Texas and Arizona. Now it says select the 3rd cell in the row named Arizona. So we first have to locate Arizona. So loc so in this row, what we simply do, we'll simply army dot loc Arizona, then we'll use iloc function to select the 3rd row, 3rd cell in the row. So okay, so it says 523 of deaths, because if you see there regiment company deaths, so it's the 3rd column. Okay, now we have the last one which says select the 3rd cell down in the column named deaths. Okay, so army dot loc have deaths, then iloc 2. So we are selecting the third cell down in the columns of deaths. So in death, Texas. Yeah, in deaths we have the third row, so Arizona, California and Texas. It gives us Texas. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. So in this video we would see how to perform grouping or group by in your dataset, and you can download the dataset from this link. Okay, all right. So first step is that we shall import our library. So import pandas as pd. But first let me connect the runtime. So first okay, I gotta charge it. Okay, now our third step is assign it to a variable called drinks, which is a simple step, and we'll simply print the first 5 rows. And here you can see we have country column, beer serving, spirit serving, wine serving, total liters of pure alcohol, and the continents from where we got all of this data. So the first question we have is which continent drinks more beer on average? So let's see how we can do that. So which continent drinks more beer? So what we can do, our data set name is drinks. So drinks dot, we need to group by continent, right? Continent. Then simply we need to find the mean of beer serving dot mean, and it will give us drinks dot group by continent beer serving dot mean. Group by continent, it's beer servings. Yeah, so the continents are Africa, Asia, Europe, Oceania. No, yeah, Oceania and South Africa. And these are the average beer servings. Then we have for each continent, print the statistics for wine consumption. It will be again kind of same. We'll simply use drinks dot, will group by continent, then we'll simply connect wine servings dot describe, because it says for each continent print the statistics, so we need to print all the kind of data. So we'll use describe. Yes, so it giving us all the data about wine serving. Then we have print the mean alcohol consumption per continent. All right, so here what we can do, we can use drinks dot, we need to group by what? Continent, right? Then here's the thing, it says print the mean alcohol consumption per continent, right? So we need to see this column, mean alcohol consumption. So we have to use this aggregate function agg, and what we need to do, we need to specify that which are the column that we want to get our mean of. So we want beer servings mean, then we want wine servings mean, then we want spirit serving mean, and then at last we have total liters of pure alcohol, and we also have to find mean of this. Then if you run it, what's the error? Spirit serving. Okay, it will be spirit servings. So this gives us all the average value of our total alcohol serving, right? Okay. Now it says print the median alcohol consumption per continent. So it will be kind of same, but we just have to change mean with median. So we'll copy this, we'll paste it in here. We'll just simply change it with median. Yes. Okay. Now the last one is print the mean like average, mean and mixed values for spirit consumption. Okay. For that, simply from drinks, we'll group by continent. We'll group by continent. Then we need spirit servings dot hg aggregate. We want average, we want mean, and we want max, and this shall give us our result. And here okay, I'm forgetting even the spelling of group. Okay, so this is giving us mean and max of continent for spirit consumption. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Alright, so this is the second part of our grouping our dataset series and using pandas. So let's begin. So first let us import the library pandas, and let me connect the runtime. Okay, it's done. Okay, so after we import our library, our second part is to see the data, right? So here we have this raw data about army regiment, and we have a couple of columns as regiment, company, name, pre-test scores, and post-test scores. So let me run this first. Okay, now it says assign it to a variable called regiment, right? So let's do it. Regiment, we'll use pd dot data frame. We'll simply pass our raw data, and it says don't forget to name each column. So columns would be raw data dot keys. Okay, then you simply run this, and in next cell we should print the first row to see how it's looking like. So this is the data set we have now. Then it says what is the mean pre-test score from the regiment Nighthawks. Okay, so from regiment we need to find, in regiment we have regiment column, and this shall be equal with Nighthawks, right? Hawks. If it is, then we need to group by it with regiment of pre-test score with the pre-test score. What is the mean of pre-test score? Okay, then we simply have to find the mean of it. So that's it. So the mean pre-test score for Nighthawk is 15.25. Sorry, 15.25. Then it says present general statistics by the company. Okay, so simply regiment dot, we need to group it as per to the company. Then we'll simply have to describe it to see all the statistics. What's company, right? Company. Okay, so this is all like some basic statistics of this company. Then it says what is the mean of each company's pre-test score. Okay, for that again regiment dot, we shall group it as company. Then we'll have to see which column, pre-test score, then not function, then simply we need the mean function. That's it. So for the first company it's 6.66667, for second is 15.50. Then it says present the mean pre-test scores grouped by regiment and company both. Okay, regiment and company both, right? So for that we'll use regiment and we'll group it by two column, regiment and company. Then we need pre-test score, right? So pre-test score, then simply you call the mean function, and that's it. Regiment, dragoons, Nighthawk, scouts, and their first and second companies and their average pre-test scores. Then present the mean pre-test score grouped by regiment and company without hierarchy or indexing. Okay, so regiment, actually it will be pretty much same. So let me copy this one, and the only change it has says that without hierarchical indexing. So we'll simply use unstack function. Now see what's the, see, it says, I think you were able to see the difference, right? Yeah. Now our ninth step is group the entire data frame by regiment and company. Okay, so to group it we'll simply call GroupBy. We have regiment, our company, then simply need to find the others. So post test score as well, then simply find the mean of it. Okay, so the whole data frame is been grouped by regiment and company. Now what is the number of observation each regiment and company? So regiment dot oup group by, it says regiment and company, so regiment and company, then we'll simply need to find the number of observations, so we'll use size. Okay, so these are the observations. Now the last one, it says iterate over a group and print the name and whole data from the regiment. So we need to iterate. So for name group in regiment dot we need to group it, and we need to group by as regiment, as it says regiment. Then iterate over a group and print the name. So we'll simply print the name, and we'll simply print the whole data, so the group. And yeah, it says all the regiments with their groups, their company names, everything. So again, we have done another one. So thanks for watching. Hello everyone. So in this video we would practice how to use apply function using Python libraries. So the first we'll import our library, so pandas and numpy. Let's import those. I'll be giving you this link so you can download the dataset from this link. Okay, so the dataset is all about student alcohol consumption, or if we print the first 5 row. So I haven't uploaded the dataset, so wait. So let me upload this. कहाँ रखा है मैंने? अच्छा ये वाला है. अपलोड हो गया. अब अगर मैं रन करता हूँ तो या, so these are the first 5 rows of this dataset. So the first question we have is, for the purpose of this exercise, slice the data frame. So we have to slice the data frame from school until the guardian column. So guardian, where is guardian? Guardian will be in between these rows. Okay, so let's do that. So for this, first let's make a variable. So let's say student alco. Okay, now our dataset name is df dot. We'll be using log function. Here we'll be slicing from school to guardian, right? Guardian. All right, then simply we need to alco dot head. Yeah, so this simply will give us school to guardian dataset. Okay, now it says create a lambda function that will capitalize string. Okay, so एक वेरिएबल का नाम रखते हैं कैपिटलाइजर. इन दैट एक लैम्डा वेरिएबल होगा, लैम्डा x. देन विल सिंपली x dot capitalize function. Okay, एरर अच्छा लैम्डा होता है. ओके, इसमें जनरली हो जाएगा. देन वी हैव कैपिटलाइज बोथ एम जॉब एंड इफ जॉब. तो अगर हम वो करते हैं, स्टूडेंट एल्को के अंदर हमें एम जॉब, वी नीड टू अप्लाई दिस फंक्शन विच इज कैपिटलाइजर. स्पेलिंग ठीक लगा मैंने, capitalizer. Okay, same we have to do another one which is if job, mean for female jobs, right? Apply capitalizer, and if we run this cell, why error? str object has no attribute as capitalize. Capitalize ये हो गया. and if we run this, okay, so it gives us if job this. अगर मैं इसको कमेंट आउट करता हूँ, this will give me aim job. ठीक है, तो इसको मैं एक डिफरेंट सेल में मैं लिख लेता हूँ, इसको कट करके डिफरेंट सेल for female jobs. Okay, now it says print the last element of the dataset. So simply go dot, now हमें tail use करेंगे हम simply, तो last से हमें data set दिखा देगा. That's it. So yeah, did you notice the original data frame is still lowercase? Okay, why is that? Fix it and capitalize m job and f job. How we'll do that? So simply stud algo m job. We need to change it. So algo m job will apply. So our simply capitalizer. We'll simply copy this, and this time for f. Okay, then simply if we print this, we get all all is in m job and f job. All right, so now the ninth one is create a function called majority that returns a boolean value to a new column called legal drinker. Consider the majority as older than 17 years old. Okay, let's do it. So we need to create a function majority. So majority, in here we'll pass a single age argument, and the condition is if x is greater than 17, we need to return true, mean he or she can drink, and else return false. And that's it. Now simply algo, we need to create a new column called legal drinker. Here what we will do, we'll simply algo will compare as per age. We'll apply this function called majority. Then let's see our data frame. So our legal, the spelling is wrong. So yeah, see, for age 18 true, for 17 is false, for 15 false, like this. Now it says multiple every number of the data set by 10. So let's do it. So let's get a function, right? So times 10, we simply pass an argument. If type x is int, then we have to check it. If it is int or float, then return 10 multiply with that x variable, or return the x. Okay, and then we'll simply apply map, use the function which is times 10, and let's see how it looked the first 5 rows. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense, but still it just multiplies all those numerical values with 10. So yeah, that's it. This is the first practice of using apply functions. We'll be having one more. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like the video, do like and subscribe. Hello everyone. So in this video we would practice some basic pandas practices, mainly for apply function. Okay, and the dataset that we'll be using is for United States crime rates from 1960 to 2014. And I have taken this dataset from this GitHub. You can see that, and you can download the dataset from this link. So first is we import our library. Second is we'll simply assign it to a variable called crime, and we'll print the first 5 rows. Now let's solve each and every problem. First it says what is the type of columns? So how we can get that? By simply using info function. Alright. Yeah, so it gives us all columns and their types. Then it says convert the type of the column year to date time 64. Okay. So to convert the type, what we can do, let's say which year. It says year na, so this one. So crime dot year for data frame pd dot, will use this function to date time, then simply we'll pass this, and format we want is year. Then simply if we print the information again, you'd see wait a minute, crime na frame crime dot year format. Acha, this will be a block. Okay, so year now is of date time 64. Alright, so our another question is set the year column as the index of the data frame. So to set the year column at the index, what we will do in our crime data set, we'll simply use this set in crime. We'll simply use dot set index, where we'll pass our name of the column, then simply we'll drop true, and if we print this, we would see that year column is now our index column, this one. Alright, so 7th one is delete the total column. Too easy. I'll be using some different techniques. So I'll be using del function. We'll be simply doing this, then just print, and it will just eliminate that total column. Yeah. Now it says group the year by decades and sum the values. Okay, let's see. Group the year by decades and sum the values. Alright, so how can I do that? For that, we first need to resample to sum each decade. So crimes, let's write a new variable. In that we'll define crime dot resample with 10 as, then we'll simply sum it, right? Then we need to resample to get the max value only for the population columns, right? So for population column in crime, we need population, first one will be up in caps, population, then we need to resample it using that 10 as, sample 10 as dot, we need the max value. Then finally we need to update the population column. So crimes of population, then assign it to population, print the crimes. And to see, it will group the year by decades and sum the values of it. Alright, so now the last one is, what is the most dangerous decade to live in the USA? So crime dot, what we can do, apparently the 90s was a pretty dangerous time, so we can use this function idx max. So index wise we'll choose the max. So see, population 2014, and violent 1992, property 1991, modern 1991, all those things. So yeah, okay, so it gives us which decade is the most kind of dangerous to live in USA. So yeah, we have done some more practices. So thanks for watching. Hello everyone. So in this video we would practice some merging using pandas libraries. So we have these two dataset about cars, and you can download the dataset from this link, from these two links. So the first we need to import our library pandas and numpy. Let's import those. Okay, now it says import the first dataset cars1 and cars2. So let's do that. We'll do this using, let's say, we'll do that together. Okay, it also says assign each to a variable called cars1 and cars2. So cars1 will simply pd dot csv then let's simply print the first 5 rows. So print cars1 dot head, and then we also need to print cars2 dot head. Okay, so these are the data set that we have for cars1 and cars2. Then it says that it seems our first data set has some unnamed blank column. So we have unnamed 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 that we need to remove. So for this we'll do that. So in cars1 we'll reshape it. So cars1 dot, we'll use log function. We'll simply say we only need in our dataset from mpg up to car column. Then let's simply print this, and here you would see that no more unnamed column are there. Okay, so now it says what is the number of observation. For observation we'll simply use shape function. So cars1 dot shape, simply cars2 dot shape, and it will give us all the rows and the columns. Now it says join cars1 and cars2 into a single data frame. So how could we do that? For this we need to assign a new variable called cars. Here we'll use pd dot concat, then simply in a list we'll pass our two data sets, cars1 and let's say cars2, and we need to ignore the index column for the second one. So ignore underscore index, we need to make it true. Then simply print this, and you'd see that the row number has been increased by the summation of this cars1 and cars2. So this is how you concat two datasets. Now it says there is a column missing called owners, and create a random number series from 15,000 to 73,000. Let's create a new column. So call owners. So owners p, we need to randomly create some integers. So random.randint from 15,000, upper limit is 73,001, because 1 minus it will be 73,000, and then the size is of 398 rows, and data type we would give it as long. Then let's print the owners. Yeah, all right. Now the last one is add the column owners to the cars. We simply need to add this. So cars, we have owners, we can assign our, okay, we need to change this name. So let's say we make it ANR. Let's run it again, and we'll assign this ANR to our owner column in our datasets. So owners, and then let's simply print the first 5. So yeah, okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hi, so in this video we will practice some more of merging using pandas libraries. Okay, and in this one we'll create our own dataset using these 3 raw data. So first we import our pandas library. It's done. In second step, we'll have this 3 raw data of subject ID, first name, last name, again subject ID, first name, last name, and again subject ID and test ID, right? So first let's create 3 data sets using our data frame, and then we'll concat this. So let's do that. So let's name it data1, and we'll simply use data frame, and here we'll pass our, let's say, raw data 1. Then in columns we'll pass those name in a list, subject underscore ID. Then we have first name, then we have last name, but first name F is in small case and also S is in most case. So yeah, and we need to do it again. So let's copy this, and this time we'll change the name of it to, and we'll pass raw data 2, and these are of same, so let's keep it like this. But the third one, data 3, raw data 3, but we only need, after subject ID we have test ID, so test ID. Then let's run it first. Okay, raw data 1, raw data, what's happened? Raw data 1 is, oh, I didn't run this column. Okay, now let's run this. All right, now let's see how our data looks. So data 1, let's see this. So this is our data 1, data 2, and final data 3. All right. Now it says join the two data frames along rows and assign all data. Okay, so as per previous video, we'll use concat function. So all data, simply concat. Let's say we wanna merge data 1 and data 2. So data 1 and data 2, that's it. Then simply we'll print all data. And you'd see the, okay, if you see the shape of data 1, you'd see that we have 5 rows and 3 columns. Again, for data 2, we have 5 rows and 3 columns. Now if we see the shape of all data, it should have, yeah, so now it's have 10 rows, so it merged, right? And it has 3 columns. All right, now it says join the two data frames along columns and assign it to all the data. Okay, now we need to merge as per the column. So all, let's say data, let's name it col, then we'll use pd concat simply data 1 data 2, then in axis we'll name it 1 because we need to merge along column, then all data col, and you see that data 1 and data 2 has been merged along column. And now if we see the shape of it, you'd see it's 5 plus 6, so the column has been increased, right? So okay, now it says print the data 3. To simply print the data 3, what we can do, we will just simply run this data 3, done. Then it says merge all data and data 3 along the subject id value, right? So pd dot, we'll use this merge function. Here we'll do all, mean all data of data 1 and data 2, then we'll pass data 3, then on which particular column, on subject id feature. So you see in subject id has been increased now. So as per the data set, we have, yeah, 5 on here, 5 in here. So yes, all right. Now it has merged only the data that has the name, that has the same subject id on both data and data 2. So to do that, what we'll do, we'll simply use pd dot this merge function as we'll pass data 1 data 2, we'll use this condition on subject id then how will be inner. By that you'd see it's been merged only the data that has the same subject id on both data 1 and data 2, which is 4 and 5. All right, so now it has the merge all values in data 1 and data 2 with matching records from both sides were available. Let's do this. For that we'll use kind of same function code, simply copy paste this, but for how to write, we'll simply write outer. Here we go. It gives us the merge value with matching records from both the side were available, right? So yeah, that was all for this video. Thanks for watching. Hi. So in this one, we'd also practice some merging calculation in Pandas libraries. And in this video, we'll create our own dataset with some fictional numbers. So let's begin it. So first we'll import our library, and NumPy would be a very crucial library for this particular video. So we have Pandas and NumPy. Let's import this. It might take some time. Wait for the connection of runtime. And it's done. Okay. In second step, it says create 3 different series, each of length 100, as follows. So we need to create 3 series, right? So 3 data sets kind of. So in S1, what it says, we first need to do pd dot series. Now it says the first a random number from 1 to 4. From 1 to 4 for this np dot random dot rand int. Then we simply need to pass 1. Then high time is 5. Size gotta be 100. And data type, let's say I'm taking long. Okay. Now let's copy this. In second one, it says the second a random number from 1 to 3. So we'll simply need to change some parts. So high 4 and rest will be of same. Then in third one, copy this. So it says S3, it says from 10,000 to 30,000. So our beginning would be 10,000 and high would be 30,001. Size is 100 and data type is long. All right. Wait a minute. So rand int the first one would be of capital. So S. All right. Then what we can do, we can simply print this 3 series S3 and it will give us the 3 time series. Okay, now it says let's create a data frame by joining by series by column. So we need to merge these 3 series by column. So let's name it as it's a house market. So house mkt, then pd dot concat. We need to pass 3 time series S1, S2, S3 in column wise. So axis gotta be 1. Then kt dot head, and that's it. We have 0, 1, 2. So we have created 1 data frame. Now it says change the name of the columns to bed rupees, bath rupees, and price square per meter. So let's do that. So house mkt, we need to rename. So we'll use rename function. Rename columns. Now for the first one, we name it bed rs. Then for the second one, we name it bath rs. For the third one, we'll name it as price square meter, and in place we need to make it true so that it's so that the change becomes permanent. And then we need to print the first 5 rows. Let's print this. And all right, so the column name has been changed now. Now the step 5 is create a 1 column data frame with the values of 3 series and assign it to a big column. Right. So now we need to create 1 column where we'll concat each and every series. So what we can do, we can simply do this, that let's say big column, right? Then simply if we pd concat and pass all the series as a in our list, then simply axis 0, because this concatenation will happen as per our row, right? Let's done that. But one thing is there, it asks us to change that to a data frame, but it's still a series, so we need to convert this into a data frame. So big column, need to change it to a data frame. That's it. Then you simply, to see that if it's still a series or data frame, we'll use type and you use big column. Then let's print the big column. You see that it's a data frame now, and it's look like this. We have 300 rows of 1 columns. All right. Now, oops, it seems it is going only until index 99, but actually we have more than that, right? In our actual one, we have 300 actually. So we need to increase that. So let's see, is it true? So len big column, and it giving us 300. So we need to reindex the data frame so it goes from 0 to 299. So to do that, we'll simply use big column dot reset index, and we'll drop true, and we'll in place true. Then we'll simply print our big column, and now you see we have index up to 299, right? So yeah, we have done some practice of using merging function. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hello everyone. So in this video we'll apply some time series concept using Pandas libraries, and the dataset that we'll be using, which is of Apple stock. So this is the dataset we have of our date, when the stock opens, the high and lows, when it closes, and its volumes and its adjacent close. So we'll try to plot a time series graph using this adjacent close column. Okay, so let's first do some basic practices. So first we'll input our library. So we have pandas, numpy and matplotlib.pyplot. So let's import them. Now you can have the dataset from this link. Okay, so let's run this and let's print the first 5 rows of it. Then you have check out the type of the column, and type of the column mean the data type of the values of each columns, right? So what we can do, our dataset value is apple. So if we write apple dot data types, it will give us, it will be data types. So it will give us the data type value of each and every column. So most is float 64, date is of object, and volume is of integer. Okay, when you have transform the date column, this date column as an date time type. Okay, So what we can do, we can simply write apple dot which column, date. Simply what we need to do, we need to transform this to date time. So in this function we'll call this apple dot date. Okay, then in a new column we'll print that. So apple date will then we'll simply print the first 5. All right, so this date becomes an data time for data time. See, you see the type data time 64ns. Okay, so now it's time is set the date, set this column as the index. So to do that, what we'll do, we'll simply write apple dot, we'll use set index, and in the function we'll name the column name. Then let's see how it's transformed it, and this gives us C. So this becomes our index column. Okay, now it says is there any duplicate dates. To see any duplicate date, what we'll use, apple का जो data set apple dot, we need to sort by index. No, what we can do, in apple, in index we can write is n unique, and it will give us true. Mean it's all are unique. Okay, I would say it seems the index is from the most recent value. Make the first entry the oldest value. Mean we need to sort it as per the ascending order. From like in the top of the table it should be the oldest value. Then and at the bottom it should be the newest value. So what we'll do, we'll sort it. So apple dot sort index in ascending order. In ascending order, then just simply print the first 5 to see. So yeah, so from 1980 it begins. Okay, then we have get the last business day of each month. So for that, let's say apple underscore month month apple dot, we need to resample the dataset. So resample bm dot mean. Okay, then month dot head. Okay, so it will give us the business day of each month, right? All right, now we have what is the difference in days between the first day and the oldest. Okay, so to see the differences between the first and the oldest one, which will be apple dot index dot max. So we need to get the max index, then we'll subtract that from the minimum. Okay, but as we need in days, so we make it in a bracket and we'll dot with days. Give us 12,261 days of differences. All right, then we have how many months in the data we have. So how many months in the data we have? For that, again, apple underscore month, then apple, we need to resample the bm, then simply you need to find mean. Then to find the how many months, you simply find the length. So apple underscore th, the index of this, and it gives us 404. Okay, so 404 months we have in the data sets. Okay, now the main thing is plot the adjacent close value, set the size of the figure 10.5 inch in a time series way. So for that, apple open is equals to apple dot, let's say, adj close. Then we'll simply plot the figure. So for the title we'll give it, let's say, apple stock, and then fig apple open dot figure, then fig dot set size inches 5,9, right? So if we do this, we'd have, okay, there's an error, it will be apple. So did we get figure? Sorry. Yeah. So this is the time series figure of 1980 to 2014, all the apple stocks. Okay. So yeah, we have applied some time